Hello, everybody, and welcome to Total War Live. Do you know what? I probably should have practiced what I was going to say to open up to start with there. We've just been chatting absolute rubbish for the last 30 minutes, and at no point did it think that it would be wise for us to practice an intro.
Could have written something down, maybe.
We could have.
Well,
Uh, well, here we are. We're live. We're 30 seconds in. I'm Josh. I'm your host as of last week and as of this week. And joining me here today is Will Hackerstad.
hello. I'm a senior game designer on Warhammer 3 DLC.
Thank you very much for introing you. We've got a little tag for you there, calling you designer. That's more of just an encapsulation of the things that you do. But for the audience, what's the last thing they would have seen you design?
I think the last thing that got released that I worked on was the 6.2 patch. Most
Oh
likely.
yeah. Anything in particular from 6.2 that you particularly were proud of that you made?
I mean the ancillary rebalancing was a thing I'd wanted to do for a really long time. It was one of those housekeeping things.
Oh yeah.
It had been on my mind for a good long while, and I finally took the chance to do it.
Yep. I can see people in the chat are calling you out as the placeholder unit card designer.
Yes,
We won't have any live designing on stream of,
we
of
will
fresh
not be
unit cards.
drawing
That'll
on
be
stream.
done. Maybe next time. Maybe that'll be its own stream. So thank you everyone for tuning in. We are keeping an eye on both YouTube and Twitch chats. So if you get called out, then that'll be one of the two sources that you come from. This is Couch Commanders, a format that really is just it's just going to be us playing the game with a fancier name. We went through a lot of different ideas. Armchair Generals very nearly became the name of the format, but we are on a couch. I don't know if everyone can see that at home, but we are stuck on a couch. And look at us now shuffling all a little closer bit together. So we're going to play the game today. So if we swap on over, we'll take questions from chat. We'll chat a bit about 6.2. We do have permission to, at some point during this stream, talk a little bit about some bits of 6.3. So a couple of the unusual locations we can reveal sounds like a big word for two buildings, but we'll chat about them and I'll give you guys a bit of context of what they are, and maybe a couple of the little Lisman bits we might be able to talk about. So I'm going to press a button, and hopefully, unlike last week, you guys are going to be able to hear game audio. We'll await the chat to confirm that, but I can all the little bars are green for me, so that's a good sign. So here we are.
Right.
Do you have a favorite faction, Will?
So if I had to pick a favorite faction offhand, I find myself playing a lot of vampire counts. That's my go-to whenever I don't know what to play. I'll play a bit of vampire counts.
Yep. I think I'm that with Khorne, and I think I was talking to you earlier in the stream. I had no idea about the Scarbrand Siege Attacker. I had no idea of any of the Siege Attacker changes. So me somehow playing Khorne last week turned out to be quite a controversial pick. I thought we would do this week, just to spice things up, a little bit of Chaos Dwarves, because they've been announced as the Hellsmiths of Hashut. Have I pronounced that correctly? In AOS. I thought we'd do a stream where we only play as Chaos Dwarves. So like the core Chaos, like no demons, no goblins, no orcs, just dwarf versus dwarf action wherever possible. Dwarfs only.
So that's a bit of a toughie, I'll admit.
That's what I thought. If we start off with the Drazzer, then at least it's minus 10% for all unit capacity upgrades. So I think that might be a nice way to start off. I'll show off my campaign settings. This is kind of what I typically play on. Do you have a typical battle campaign difficulty you go for?
I usually play on hard and very hard. Hard campaign, very hard battle.
I like to fight a good number of enemies,
Right.
and I like to probably beat them. I would consider moving up here if I could then just turn that back to 0. I want the smarter AI. I just don't like the fact that if I have the same unit as them, they've got slightly better stats. That feels unfair to me. I work hard to recruit my units. But for now, we'll do hard normal. We're just going to have a bit of fun with this stream. And we'll keep it on chat, and we will try and answer the questions that come through if they are ones that we can answer. Right. Just having a look, see if there's anyone there. Someone there just saying, thanks for streaming.
Wow.
Oh, no, they're not. They're saying thanks for the hard work. That's not mine. Hard work going on behind the scenes. So thank you very much. All right. Some people agreeing with me. Very hard battles, but 0% AI cheats is the way.
I I like to give them an edge. I always play with the
Yeah.
AI with a bit of an edge, personally.
I think that's fair. I mean, but then it's you who like you probably play an absolute ton more than me, so you're probably used to like the edge for you is very different for me. For me, that's a cliff. You know, like I guess as well. I only ever play hard normal. It's what I've played for thousands of hours across the Total War games. So me, like, do you know what? Maybe we'll do a stream at some point, which is someone teaching me the ramp up from like hard normal to like legendary very hard, and just watching me slowly lose my mind as I lose over and over again.
I mean, everyone has to start somewhere. I remember back in the day when I was playing some of the early days of Shogun 2. I was playing the game and I used mods to make the game easier because I thought it was so hard. Which
There's no judgment on these streams. But yeah, I mean, you have quite a modding background, don't you?
I do. I used to mod the game way back in the day, and eventually I started working here instead. I used to mod all the way back in the Rome 2 days, and eventually I moved on to modding Warhammer, and somehow through a strange turn of events I ended up here.
Well, we're glad to have had you. Glad the turns of events were strange. Speaking of strange, I see some questions about unusual locations, which is a perfect segue. And also, how do you get into modding would be a great question that I'll throw to you in a second.
Right.
I think the plan for some of the unusual locations coming up, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, is that they are a bit more accessible to more factions. I don't know if all of them are more accessible to more factions, but a vast majority are more accessible.
But the key there is one of the areas that wasn't covered particularly well by the first set was there weren't a lot of unusual locations for chaos-aligned factions.
Yep.
So one of the key things here is a bit more of a focus on spreading out the love a bit with unusual locations. And not all of them are completely ready to be talked about, but I could mention a couple. One of them is, for example, the Covenant of the Crimson Plague, which is a Nurgle cult, which, well, it'll give you lots of nice growth benefits. It'll grow your settlements real quick, as long as you're willing to tolerate the risk of plague outbreaks. And similarly, with this cult theming, another one that we're thinking about adding is the Purple Hand cult, which is a Tzeentch cult. And, well, you can have them there. They'll get you lots of research. It's a great deal. But they'll also keep spreading cults across the world from your location, so maybe they'll take the deal too well.
That's if I know Tzeentch, you know, you always benefit in the end, right? It's always equal partners with Tzeentch. Now, well, I've had to back off because I don't know if I'd win that first battle with just 4 units. I don't know if I'm ready to take that risk live. So I've backed off to go and recruit some. I've gotten rid of all of our Orcs Goblins. I think they could die. I think they're probably cheating. I think they're not dwarves.
I guess they're not dwarves.
All right. Look at that free slot that I could be filling up but can't. So we're going to fall back here. We're going to get as many dwarfs as we can, and then we're going to try and take on Grizzguts. Any particular building you think would be useful here? Maybe just a Chaos Dwarf building?
I mean, will a Chaos Dwarf building serve your purpose here? You're already capped, I'm guessing.
I am. So I'm going to need more of the... Oh, hold on.
Oh, tutorial.
This is why it's useful to check. Aha! Let's get another dwarf going. All right.
I like it.
There we go. Anything that gives more armaments quickly?
You're going to have to settle
I am, aren't I?
some different buildings for that.
Let's go for
It's
this.
worth getting started.
Right. Anything in the chat? Is this the Siege rework build? Yes. So we are playing on the Proving Grounds. They're live as of 11. Really appreciate anyone who jumps on and plays that to give feedback. So if you get the opportunity to, I think it's live for like 2 weeks.
I don't recall.
One of the CA voices in the chat will say how long it's live for. But anyone who jumps on and gives it a look there, we really appreciate it. We did talk last week. I think Milcho was speaking about maybe trying to get more patch notes out to the community about specifics of what had changed, who gained and lost Siege Attacker. We didn't quite have them ready in time for the launch of it. We're hoping to get those early next week, so you guys can have a look into those details. But there's a lot there, and we hadn't entirely planned on sticking all of that out. So we'll see what we can do for you.
And on that topic of I recall there was a pretty strong reaction to Scarband not having Siege Attacker.
Yeah.
Someone having or
That
not
was
having
my
Siege
fault.
Attacker is very much a influx situation at the moment. That can change on a moment's notice, and most likely, my personal vibe, Scarband's probably going to end up with Siege Attacker again.
I really kicked a hornet's nest without realizing it last stream. All right, I think I can take this. These dwarves are stout, right? Like they can. I can't believe I didn't turn off all of the. As you can tell, I don't use this account. This is my dev account for just for the streams. Now look, a brave man would fight this battle, but I don't know. Like, I guess it's a lot of goblins, isn't it? Have they? They haven't got any. Oh, see, look, if I pincer in there with my little, I've got one two blunderbuss, one blunderbuss and a gun. I could pincer in there, but I feel like actually losing nothing here is quite nice from the auto resolve.
I'll call that a bit cowardly, but...
Oh, I'm going to be a bit cowardly because I want us to get further in the turns than just turn one for half of the stream. So I don't think I play Chaos Dwarves very well.
Right.
What would you do here? Outpost
I
or
usually
factory?
start with an outpost.
Okay. Then that's what I do. And then if it all goes wrong, it'll all be your fault. I'll tell you the other thing I always do. I always upgrade the main chain when I see it. Honestly, these streams might be like educational therapy for me. For like, I've played Total War since Shogun 1, right? I played religiously with Med 2 and Shogun 2. I've got really bad habits that no one has ever seen but like me and my PC monitor, right? And I think you can help me work through some of these bad habits.
Well, I will say that upgrading your main settlement there meant you couldn't put anything in your side slot, which...
I mean, okay, so let's say, what would you be doing here if you were me? If you were the better player than I was?
I think I would immediately jump on... Well, if I was playing normally,
Okay.
I'd get Hobgoblin production. But if you're
Yeah,
here to just make
I
dwarfs,
don't believe in them. Would you go for the strip mine?
I would go immediately to strip.
Okay, that's fair. I think if I wasn't playing Chaos Dwarves, I would ignore your advice and upgrade the main settlement, but I can definitely see the use for the strip mine. And likewise here, if I see a red skill line, or like even a spell skill, that's all I do. That's all I focus on. I really like Ash Storm. No, what do I like? Is it Dark Subjugation? You have a favourite? Oh yeah, I like anything that reduces leadership. Helps me in those like little edge cases. Right, I'm trying to keep an eye on chat at the same time, but that monitor is well far away from me.
So there was a question earlier about how do you get into modding?
Oh, yes.
And I can talk a little bit about that while you get yourself sorted out here.
Thank
Good
you.
choice on increased mobility to start with.
Thank you very
So
much.
I think the best way to get started with modding, and this is some advice I usually give basically everyone who asked, is start small. A lot of people come into modding with this grand idea of, I'll make a faction. I'll make an entire legendary lord and feature. Or even, I'll make a unit. And frankly, there's a lot of steps to go through before you get there. And the best way to get started is to do something that you can then put in game and play with and realize that something that you've made is in the game. So my recommendation is start with something so simple as I would like the Reichsguard to have twice the charge bonus. It's a trivial little thing to change, but you just need to get into the core of putting things in game, going through the loop of saving your mods, importing them in, setting them on, and just seeing something happen.
Yeah.
And the moment you see something happen because you did it, I feel like there's a spark moment there.
Yeah. That's fantastic advice. I don't think I've ever really delved into modding, like, apart from tiny little things for Shogun 2, but I think it is that, like, you build up that confidence, right? Like, seeing your thing come to life. I'm going to stand here on the edge so I can replenish a little bit, even though it's not too much, because I think I can reach that next turn. Please feel free to disagree if I'm in trouble here, but I'm pretty sure that's a good distance. They're short, but they have fast legs.
Worth a shot.
Is there any mod that CA is looking at and going, aye? So we are going to be talking about mods next week. So we have Tom coming on. He may be there listening, but Tom will be coming on and he'll be talking about just some of the mods he uses. So
Yeah.
we had originally, and I think there was a post on Reddit that it called it Mod of the Month. We changed that name about like 20 minutes before I was going to put it live because it doesn't really encapsulate what we're trying to do there. We're really trying to talk about mods that like staff members are using or that they're interested in, or but also things of like how to get into modding, like some of the mods people have made and staff have made. So it's more of like an overall encapsulation of like, let's just talk about mods for a stream. So apologies for that. I also think we are probably going to focus it just on Warhammer 3. It did originally say on the schedule Warhammer 3 and Pharaoh, but I think I'd actually like to give Pharaoh its own modding stream, rather than trying to cram 2 full games and all their mods into a 2-hour segment. So we'll see what happens, but we'll update the schedule and we'll keep that there.
I think the first game I modded was Rome 2. After the release of Wrath of Sparta, it was the first time I started modding the game. It was an interesting time for the series.
I nearly just instinctively quick saved, but like I feel like on streams we have to be Iron Man,
or at least
maybe we get one retry when I learn that the thing is spawning behind me and I completely screw up the battle. Right, I'm trying to keep a look on that chat, but it's moving pretty quickly.
Let's see.
It's just someone saying, "Hey, Josh and Will." That's lovely of them. Hello, Sissaville. Who I've
never known. Is it Susaville? Susaville?
It's the first time I've said it out loud, I'll be honest.
I've never said it out loud before.
Me neither. But I was chatting to him after the last stream on Discord. Now see, I'm a big fan of bottlenecks, but I'm attacking them, aren't I? Yeah, that's the only way I can remember. Checking the timer. Again, awful habits that I built up. Are you a fan of any particular formations? The checkerboard or the chevrons?
So I'm not a big formation guy.
Okay.
I tend to focus on whatever my line infantry are up to, just get them involved.
Yep.
And then I can focus on micro. I'm big
fair.
on micro. I love controlling units that get a lot out of like strict control. My favorite types of units in general are light cavalry, dogs, skirmishers, and other units where if you give them a lot of care and attention, they'll really do you good.
Yeah.
If you stop looking at them for about 5 seconds, they will evaporate into atomic dust.
See, I love those kinds of units when I have the attention span for them, right? Like if I'm playing a 20 versus 20 battle, I know I'm going to forget about them. I'm going to send the dogs. Oh, I'm pointing at things. I'm going to send the dogs over here, yeah? And I'm going to be fighting the battle. And then like 5 minutes later, I'm going to be like, didn't I have dogs? And then they're going to be sitting there and like looking at me like, do we get any orders? Or just kind of barking at the moon, waiting for something to happen.
I mean, that's one of my favorite ways to play, actually, is in co-op. It is so much fun in co-op to have people specify, like, be given just a couple units. Because if you give someone just, like, 1 or 2 cavalry units in co-op, you would be amazed at what just a couple units can do with, a lot of love and attention.
Yeah, agreed. I think there's a question as well coming through our little document of, has Will got any thoughts about unit caps in vanilla? If Will can speak to it, explain our current design or thoughts around unit caps.
So the unit caps discussion has been one that has raged since the dawn of time, roughly, on Warhammer. And I'm personally a big supporter of unit caps. I will not say that they are absolutely happening or they're absolutely not happening. They are always in our hearts to some extent. It was a critical component of the original tabletop, of course, in many ways. We are, of course, making pushes, especially with the Siege beta here, to add additional layers of campaign customization. And I think if we were to do unit caps, that is probably how we would do it.
Okay.
Are we going to do it? I can't rightly say. But if we were, that's how we'd do it.
Okay. That's cool. I think someone's saying there, blanket changes aren't their jam. It's unit caps for some that make sense and for others that don't. And this is also my jam of I like forcing them to come to me. It doesn't matter if I'm the attacker. I want you to run towards my lines. I don't want to run towards you, That's how people die. That's not what I'm about. So I like to just try and edge them out on the range there. But yeah, people saying unit caps as a toggle option would be quite interesting. Right, I had some other generic questions that I was interested in asking you, Will, if you indulge me. So designer is quite a catch-all term. There's a lot of people who are designers for various disciplines, right?
Yeah.
Really, they're not coming at me. Maybe I should have stuck on hard. They literally just heard me. So what is a designer? Into like, what do you do? What's your role in getting a game made?
So there's a lot of different kind of disciplines of designer. You've got, I'm a generalist game designer, but you have people who are, for example, technical designers who are more focused around delivering scripted and coded features with a big focus on programming.
Yeah.
As a designer, what does a designer do? Generally speaking, I think the best way to sum it up is we take features from inception to the game. We sit down and on a little napkin or in an elevator with a buddy, we go, I think this feature would be good. And then they tell us that feature is awful.
Yeah.
And we do that a couple times until we end up with a seed that eventually germinates into a big proper design page, which gets reviewed. And we go to all our disciplines, we go to art, we go to code, and we go, we'd like to do this, can we achieve this? And we're kind of the driving force between, we want to do this thing to deliver this experience. And we're in charge of kind of pulling it all together and then implementing that into the game.
Yeah. That's a really succinct explanation. Thank you. I was kind of focused on I was listening to you. I was also focused on a Dreadquake Mortar that I was calling in. And then kind of wishing that I hadn't called it in, because there's a much nicer blob here to hit with it. They've also just popped their War, which is a bit annoying.
Great weapons are being chewed alive right now.
I know.
Which is not great.
I would... Oh, what, these ones? Yeah, I know. There's a lot I wish that I could be changing right now. Like, pulling these blunderbusses out would be nice. I think most I wish that... Oh, no. Oh, no, that was the wrong one I meant to do on them. I can't remember what I was going to say. A lot of discussion about unit caps, though.
Am I hearing a Norwegian inflection? Yes, I'm Norwegian. Ja, for sånn det fjord.
And you know what? Good luck to the auto-generated subtitles.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll figure out some way to mulch that.
I would love to be shooting my blunderbusses into this right now.
They haven't spent a lot of ammo on this match.
Oh, they haven't.
Probably speaks to...
Do you know what, though? I really had a poor start because I didn't realise that auto-skirmish was on. So I set them up for a really nice volley, and then they just turned around and ran. Not ideal. Alright, let's just keep those ranged units running. And look, if we can get this Dreadquake Mortar, I think this is our salvation here. Alright.
You're definitely going to need some salvation, is what
I don't know. Look at that balance of power. It's saying I'm doing alright. I mean, I've got this guy running off to nowhere, just like the dogs I was talking about earlier, I guess. I'll win that melee. I just really want to pin someone down or get this guy off of my ranged weapons. I could call the Dreadquake Mortar in here, but it seems like maybe a waste. What do you think? Oh, they're kind of...
That unit is going to be vanishing
in a
split second.
Is this where you think best spent?
Drop it.
Alright. It's these guys. If I could just get one of them off, then I could at least have some range shooting. AI ones... Hey, look, don't count me out yet, alright? Look. They're doing some... Annihilated that entire unit. If I can get army losses coming in, then I won't need these guys to leave me alone. So that would be nice. There we go. Look, he'll go there, and then it'll all be fine. And this is why I keep my little leadership ones about.
I feel like at this point, you're not getting your blunderbusses out of there. You're probably going to want to do a little cheeky bit of shooting melee trickery.
Yeah.
Set them to guard mode. Oh, back. Yeah, they're about to be pincered.
Hey, not if... Hey, look,
Lord.
It's all going fine. All right, this is... Oh, they're just so slow. Do you know what? It'd be nice if I had some orcs or goblins right now. I would love to have some chaff. Oh.
It's a shame that they vanished mysteriously
under
unknown circumstances.
Oh, my kingdom for some chaff. Oh yeah, this is fine. Look, I'll hit them, and then they're gonna immediately rout because that's gonna be so terrifying. Imagine you're just doing your job as a little archer, and suddenly, oh my gosh, are they actually gonna rout? Oh, hold on. This is why we keep this spell. You see, it's all going fine, because these guys are going to come back, and then they're going to be able to shoot right into the back of them. Do you know what probably isn't fine? Just how much I've lost in terms of how long these recruitment times are going to be to get them back. This is mandatory vacation. You know, they're just off with their little hats, gone to polish their hats for a little bit, and then they'll come back, and then everything will be hunky-dory.
I will admit, I have seen some pretty disastrous battles.
Here we go. And this is not one of them.
I don't know, they just got wah.
Do you know what? How many times can one orc really wah? I think they should get one and then it's done, you know? If I could just... Here we go. Look. This is turning around. In fact, it was never a problem. This was always fully under control. I think turning around does a disservice to the excellent generalship that you've seen here. Oh, someone's saying it's got to be stressful doing a battle on the stream if you're not a full-time streamer. Yeah, I had no idea how stressful it would be playing battles on stream until last week, where I went to play a Siege live. And do you know what? Of all first battles of a Total War game to play live, a Siege, like a full-on...
Oh, yeah.
Awful idea. Don't know why I did it. But there we go. And I've only lost, like... Hey, look, they're alive. Are they going to survive the battle?
They may unfortunately die to consolidation at the end.
All right, well, we'll give them a send-off. All right, well, they'll be remembered. If they choose to leave and disband us, just remember these are the people who abandoned us, the cowards that left our army. Right.
I think I remember back in the day when we were working on Twisted and Twilight.
Yep.
I was sitting on the couch with Blondie.
Yep.
Was doing our streaming at that point, and he was getting some Hawk Riders absolutely destroyed.
Oh yeah.
He was just losing them left and right. I want to just reach over. It'll be okay, Blondie.
And do you know what? It's fine. Look at the numbers we had. 300 versus... We were Hey, and they survived. All so right. We'll take it. 300 versus thousands, really. What would you do here then?
Get a factory. It's time to start churning out some weapons.
It is, because we're going to need them. We're going to need more dwarves. We've got a long way to go till we hit 20 units. I wonder if there's any... Why can I not get him yet? What have I done wrong? Have I got the money? I've got the money. Oh, I've already got the maximum number. How am I going to get more Infernal Castellans?
Upgrading the barracks, most likely.
Yes. Does that increase the cap? Or is it going to be all the way up? It's all the way up there. Okay, well... We'll see how that works out for me. I think Dark Subjugation really came in clutch for me there. So I'm gonna upgrade that.
Let's see. It says, please re-implement cooldown on transferring items and ancillaries between characters. The need to juggle them each turn is infuriating and drains a lot of fun. So that's one of those features where it was changed to be free for a couple reasons. One was because underneath the hood, top secret here, Daniel, the Demon Prince, is a lot of ancillaries, and he doesn't work very well when you have delays on that. That's something we could separate out, of course. But also it was meant to be a feel-good change, but I've definitely seen people commenting on, I feel pushed to keep having my best items at the best location every time. I'm not 100% certain on if we're going to walk that back or not. I think most likely that's not going to change at the moment.
Yep.
But we are continuing to look at the ancillary situation. It's there's a couple more ancillary things in the pipeline. Of course, we want to update some more unique items, and there's also some banner changes coming in. Those didn't make it for the original release of the ancillary rebalancing. Most likely, if it changes, it'll come in with that. It's still up for discussion. We haven't landed on a decision there yet.
Sounds good. I have not yet got enough of these, but I've seen just a lot of missions come in where I'm going to be getting armaments as rewards here. So I'm going to try and do some of these things. I'm not going to lie to you, I quite rarely look at missions. I kind of just, if I complete them, they've happened for me. Yeah. I've played the game in the way that I was playing. But I really am desperate for armaments right now.
It's always been a somewhat difficult design, but missions are meant to essentially guide you in making decent decisions early on. But they also, I think, inadvertently have this problem of sometimes reinforcing bad economic behavior because you get so much gold, you get so much resource from missions, which means that you don't get a true grasp of your faction's economy early on. They've always been a somewhat problematic space on that front. I think the best missions are the ones that push a theme, that push you to do things like unified region associated with your character. We have a lot of missions that are mostly there to just make sure that you get pushed a little bit to get your core buildings out, consolidate your starting province, get started, It's all part of what we kind of refer to as the funnel, which is that early game experience of we expect you to complete your first province and we expect you to leave that province going a direction which roughly kind of associates with if you finish on the northern end,
Yeah.
we're kind of assuming that you'll keep going north at that point.
Yeah.
We fire you out of your starting province like
So-
the barrel of a gun.
Where do you think I should be going now then? Where would you have up into? This is Skaven,
Exactly.
right? The is it Skaven?
How could it possibly be?
We'll never
Skaven?
know. Hey, weirdly, there is Skaven corruption in this empty
very
in these empty
strange.
ruins. I disbanded those men who survived. I felt real evil doing it. I disbanded those 8 who survived so I could retrain back the same unit. God, you know, they really clung on for me, and I really did them a disservice, but necessary for the times. For those of you who have just tuned in, so we are currently playing the Siege Beta build. We may get to a major siege. We're also playing with no goblins, no orcs, and no demons. It's dwarves only. Those are the two little things we're doing. So we're making sure we're playing on always kind of what the most live thing is that we have, and you know, we'll try and do something a bit interesting with it because we're only going to be streaming this save for a couple of hours, and you just don't want to see the first few turns with nothing new to show.
Yeah.
I was thinking for do you have a favorite of these spells? I could just go for another level of Burning Wrath.
I think I'd probably pick up Overcast Burning Wrath at this point.
I was thinking for, because obviously we're doing Total War 25 live starting in a few weeks. I think not next week, but the week after, and that'll be starting with Shogun 2, where I'll be joined by some of the original designers of Shogun 2. I was thinking I'll play like at home the first 30 turns because I don't think people necessarily want to see the first few turns of a campaign. We see that a lot, right? We show that on our Let's Plays, and we although I think we've done a really great job recently of like skipping through to different points. But if people have a particular clan, Hojo's always been my favourite. But if anyone has a particular clan that they'd want to see for Shogun 2, I'll try and get a save halfway through a campaign. I did actually paint the map once as Hojo, and it was like my crap. And I did it on, I swear to you, if my childhood memory is correct, I did it on the hardest difficulty. But I had like 3 provinces left, and the save corrupted, and I never did it again. Like out of spite, never did it again. Right.
I think I mostly played Oda back in the day for Shogun 2. Because if I recall, they had those, I think they were the ones with the long Yari.
Oh yeah.
The extra long Yari, and I was always quite fond of that unit.
The Yari Ashigar have always been. Do you know what? Our little siege caravan is continuing our theme. Only dwarfs.
Oh,
Do
fair
you know
enough.
what? I respect them. I respect them for continuing it on. But yeah, Yari Ashgar have always been the backbone of any Shogun 2 army, right? All right, that was some armaments. Is it enough? It is, but do we just want more? I think we do just need more warriors, don't we?
You need both.
We
You
need-
need...
Raw numbers at this point. Right, I'll give him one more turn so I can recruit that one warrior. Although I worry what's going on in here. Because, like, we can so easily get swarmed here with this few models. Would you go great or normal here?
You're going up against Skaven.
Yeah.
I'd probably stick with the shields. They don't really have much armored stuff for you to break down early on like this. And they have lots of slings. And even as armored as you are, slings hurt.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I've been trying to get to this tech, so armament cost minus 10%. So when we've got that, then I'll start to diversify out of just pure combat. Also, I really love these little skills for convoys. I think they're so fun that like these are completely different skills for them. I always choose the wrong ones though. Like I won't choose wayfinders, and then I'll get ambushed. So I tend to just go cargo capacity.
I always struggled with... I just wanted to push red line buttons with
Oh, yeah.
the convoy guys because I feel terrible whenever my convoys get destroyed over time.
Yeah. But I like the high risk, you know. I'm going to upgrade this now. I don't care what the official advice is. It's going. I also find that I don't rush things very often. Do you find there's...
I find rushing early on is a little bit dicey. It's more of a you have a lot of spare kind of action.
Yeah, I get you. Someone there saying you have the voice of an angel. You ever done any radio?
I think this is the closest I've ever gotten, I'm afraid.
Well, hopefully this won't be your one and only appearance. But
So I see how do you guys approach balance? Is the design process more broad, or is there this cannot be balanced type of situation. So balance it's a little bit on a per designer basis, of course. Everyone has a little bit of their own design approach. Some people approach it primarily from an angle of we start with kind of the structure of what we want to achieve, and then we make sure it fits the fantasy. Other people go from the other angle of what in the world is Skaven.
Who would know?
Other people start with the fantasy and then build the mechanics to kind of fulfill it. And there's also, in like the broader terms, for a good chunk of it, we build a lot of tooling internally, big stat sheets and data streams that let us get chunk information. For example, we collect a lot of data on what units people are building and how well armies with those units in them perform. And that's a big element we use to derive our unit balancing. Sometimes, for example, the competitive community get surprised when they see, we didn't mention this unit. We didn't think this unit was very weak.
Yep.
But of course, the competitive community represents a very small portion of the player base that are very good at the game. And so for them, units with high skill ceilings perform better.
Yeah.
But sometimes we'll see a unit where the skill ceiling's really low, it's really underperforming for most people, and that's where some of those buffs for units that, as far as the multiplayer community is concerned, don't need a buff come from, because for them, they're already achieving what they want with the unit, but for a lot of people, they aren't. And it's a difficult balancing game sometimes, because of course we're balancing for a lot of different environments.
Yeah.
And you can't perfectly meet the needs of every environment, but we try to have a balanced thing. We pull in data from single-player players a lot. We listen a lot to what the multiplayer community is saying, because they have some very strong unified voices out there that help tell us what they think we should be looking at.
Threads are always really useful, right? So I don't want to say we're in trouble, okay? I don't know how much you've looked at the screen.
I just looked over to the screen and I saw that.
I don't know how much you've looked at the screen recently. The good news is, here's the good news. They're practically already at 20 each. And I can get one more dwarf, all right? So I might head back over here and get one more dwarven unit. I would rather defend this settlement, well, you know, this little bit of land, than try and assault this.
I mean, you are...
Don't say I'm in trouble. Look, 10 out of 20. That's strong.
I mean, if I had to win here, if I had to go about this and like, I have to win.
It's only rats.
I would probably do a little bit of ambush army cheese.
So that's what I was thinking. I'd go back and try and ambush them, but I really do want one more dwarf. So would you stick anything on them here? As I know we're dying for armaments, but like it feels like we're maybe dying overall. Frenzy or like charge reflection, I don't think it'd be super useful versus Skaven. Spell resistance if they've got the warp lightning.
I think Frenzy would be a decent pick here.
Okay.
You just need to make sure that you have enough armaments, which you don't at the moment.
Well, then...
But if you're setting up to catch them out as they're coming out towards you...
Where am I? Oh, up there. That's because it's got a development in progress watermark on it. Okay, then... I mean, we'll have enough next turn, so we can stick it in next turn, but and we'll have to march over there anyway. I think this is... I mean, look, it's just rats.
It is just rats.
And I've got blunderbusses, all right? So it'll be fine.
I think the move could be recruit an additional lord.
Oh, yeah, that's a good... That is what chat are telling me, to recruit more lords.
Yes.
And I think... Do you know what? I'm gonna throw at you another Total War sin. I so rarely recruit other lords. I do so much with my initial legendary lord, and it takes me having to go like, okay, now I've got a battle on two fronts to finally admit, oh, I should probably get another lord out here. All right, let's see. Mission successful, though. I picked like the second shortest one to ensure that would happen quickly. Oh, how dare he? Graveguard. I've got to imagine they're dwarves.
I do not think Graveguard are dwarves.
His Graveguard are dwarves. Trust me, I'm very good friends with him. I think another blunderbuss against this many Skaven would be really nice. So we'll grab one of them. We're going to start to move closer to this absolute mosh pit of Skaven. At least we're nearly full strength as well.
I think you should get that second lord out of the rolling quickly, because...
you think this one's going to die? Who would you go for then? Who's your go-to for Chaos Dwarves?
I would probably grab a second Sorcerer Prophet and just make sure one that has a kind of nice spammable anti-mass thing, which in this case I would start with a Lore of Metal caster.
Yeah, I love the... What's it called? The Searing Doom?
Yes.
Is that the one that comes?
Not Searing.
No.
Is it called that? That's the fire one, I think.
Yeah. What's the metal one that comes from the sky? Someone's gonna get there first. It's you versus the chat, and because it's definitely not me versus the chat to get there. I'm not seeing any correct. I'm seeing a lot of wrong answers.
No.
Oh, to cool down minus 10% to all spells would be nice. Someone said Splatty Metal Blast,
sounds
which
about correct,
I think
honestly.
is the placeholder name. I'm not doing it. Oh, gee, we could have one army of only orcs and goblins.
Don't break your vow.
But I do think it'd be funny to have an army of only goblins and an army of only dwarfs, like they're not talking to each other. But no, I'm not ready to break it yet until we lose. Should we maybe start going into industry? Sorcery? I've done quite a lot of military. It'd be nice maybe to have some extra line of sight on and control if I'm going to be leaving my homeland soon. I guess the first tech is always the one that doesn't matter hugely because it's unlocking all of the others. But what we can do, finally give them that frenzy. Okay, everything's going fine.
Yeah, we'll see.
Let's get the mines upgraded. And I love landmarks. Every time I see one, it like sticks in my brain of like I absolutely need that. Even if it's like I think there's some landmarks that are a bit of a debuff to have, like spreading vampiric corruption, but like even then I'll be like, it's a red building. Like I've got to take it.
I see a question of how do you feel about Chaos Dwarves now being Age of Sigmar? Well, we're playing Chaos Dwarves right now.
This is why we're playing them. They're Hellsmiths of Hashut. Again, Hashut, a name I've never said out loud. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
Okay, this is fine. All right. This is fine. Someone did in chat warn that this would happen.
Yeah.
And this is why we have a second Chaos Dwarf Lord ready.
Well, you've got your army ability. And
I have got my army ability. It's pretty much... At least it looks like it isn't reinforcements, right? It's just Tretch?
no,
Which...
there's
there's reinforcements.
There's
Yeah,
more
yeah, that's great.
There's always more rats.
That's awesome. That's awesome. This theme is going very well for me. But you know what? The dwarves live and die as one. So... Oh, here we go. And they can get pretty close. At least he's got his torch going. You know, nice for him. Oh, not one step back. That's how we're gonna have to do this. It'll be fine. Blunderbuss is a short range anyway. Someone was asking there, any update on any potential changes to corruption and public order?
Still in the barrel, essentially.
Okay.
It is still planned to be investigated. We are still looking at some things related to that. We are not ready to talk about them.
So I've paused because I don't think I have a way of surviving this, even if I don't pause.
You mean half of them are not coming onto the field until later? So
literally half of them. I've got 16, and I've got another 20 to deal with. So
they are just rats, Josh.
Don't look. When I lose this, I don't want to hear they're just rats. Okay, look how big these rats are. These rats are as big as my dwarves. All right, that's like saying my dwarves are just dwarves. These rats are enormous. Oh, all right.
I think your critical thing here is you got to identify what can actually hurt you here, because a lot of them are not going to be able to.
I think
that one is one of the ones that could probably hurt you.
I will admit. That's right into my ranged units. That's right into the... I didn't even see it. Okay. It's all fine. It's all fine. The great weapons, that's perfect for them-ish. All right. Let's just see what happens here, because this looks like the death of the first set of Chaos Dwarves to me. But luckily, there's always more dwarves in the forge, you know? That's what they say. Right, if we can get just some shots off would be nice. Where is this? Oh god, they're frenzied. My blunderbusses, I think, have frenzied. Have they frenzied?
I know, they're being eaten alive by death runners right now.
Okay. Look, I've got one unit of blunderbusses that are free, alright? apart from the assassin in the middle of them, they are absolutely free. So they can. Oh, I don't. Where would you cast this? Into that blob and hope?
I mean, you could and hope. You're about to get your.
Okay, where would you? Real talk. Where are we sticking this? All right, because here seems good to me.
I would wait a smidge longer.
For these to join.
Get them all piled up, throw them in, because I
right.
think those might be spears.
This is fine.
Did you check your skirmish mode, by the way?
I turned it off in the settings.
Nice.
Right. Fireglaves, I mean, they're just dead, aren't they? They're just
I think
gone.
you might have been able to do a cheeky bit of work here if you had started with a quick wall of the melee guys.
Yeah, I mean, the Doom Wheel was on me. All right, should we do this?
Yeah, throw it in there.
All right.
Kill as many rats as you can.
We're going down fighting. I think that's what we're doing here. I'm trying to get this guy off to do some spells, but he is stuck.
Fortunately, your great weapons have been routed off too when...
Hey, we're going down fighting. Oh, that is a lot. That's a lot of rats. All right, well, he's stuck with him. And as you were saying about the slings, do you know what? We would have been better off if we had just stuck into ambush mode all the way back then, and we hadn't got that one extra dwarf. That one extra dwarf slowed us down too much.
But the secret is you should have kept your main in ambush stance and had the one extra dwarf so they'd go try and kill him.
Yeah, that would have been the tactic to have deployed. Instead, this is where we're at. At least we got a second. At least we got a second Lord.
That is true.
We are 45 minutes into this stream, Will, and my entire army is about to die. So how are you feeling about that?
Well,
I had a unit over there. I wasn't even doing anything. Do you know what? Maybe we just try and escape with what we've got. Thoughts on that? We can get this one guy out, and maybe this guy. Maybe this is the new plan.
No. Come on. You're a dwarf.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. They're gonna go scout something over there.
I don't know about this.
Look, one dwarf is all. If I can just get one out, all right, then at least. I don't know what at least, but at least. So how are things going in the chat?
Let's see. There is a good call of people saying that your situation is subpar.
I've been ignoring those comments because we're just going to nuke as many as we can on the way out. And then, oh my gosh. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. Here we go. Look, they knew what they were doing by standing there to hold the line. Here we go. Do you know what? Back in Warhammer 3 pre-release, I had to record, I think, 10, 15 battles of myself playing to give out to the content creators so that they would have like some footage to show off, because it had been a while since we'd been able to give them footage to show. And I was able to sit there and for like a week solidly just play battles until I had the perfect replay. And I was really proud of them. Like one in particular, I was like, this is a really great battle. I'm really happy with this. And do you know, I've actually never fled from a battle. Do I just have to stand here?
There's a button in the bottom right there. You can press the flag.
I've literally never... As you can see, guys, I've never fled. And I'd like that to be on the record, as I currently flee. But yeah, I had to record these like 15 battles, and I thought they went really well. I thought some of them were really good. And one in particular I was really proud of. And then it went out, and I watched a couple of the YouTubers like commentating over it, and I realised that I had 2 units of skirmish units I just completely not used. Like, I put them in the woods, and it was like, if that ambush had gone well, that would have looked incredible, right? And look at that, close defeat. I think we can all agree that was very close. But yeah, I remember I can't remember who it was. It might have been Zerkovich. She was like, I don't know why they've left the skirmish units back doing that. And I was like, oh, the rest of the battle looks so good. Oh.
And this is, because I'm here on the side and I've delegated to you playing the game.
You have.
I don't have any culpability in this defeat.
And do you know what? This is exactly why we do it. Because playing, honestly, so all of the content creators who play and commentate at the same time, so all the streamers in particular, it is such a hard skill. Like, I've got stuff there, I've got to be looking at stuff there. Massive respect to them, especially after last week. Like, my respect for them has only grown. Absolutely fantastic. So, being humbled by rats, that is my life story. Right. We aren't out. You know, we managed to keep our hero, which is quite nice.
Something, actually.
And you know what? I feel like I could take that army, don't you? I'm joking. I'm definitely not going to try and take that army.
Get that back into that settlement, I'd say.
Let's retreat. Right. Finally, a full turn of recruitment. Would you recommend grabbing the blunderbuss in this guy so then we can... Oh, I can't, can I? It would have to be
He's
in
the
the
same
difference.
shared slot.
But I can. But then I'm just waiting 2 turns anyway, aren't I? Because if I do that, it's just going to be 2. Okay. I'm still thinking, like, you know, we've got an hour to go. The temptation to start an all-goblin army at some point will rise. What would you do with old Cinderbeard here? Would you set him off the trail or just keep him here as reinforcements?
I'd keep him near you, and if they try and jump him, you'll be able to reinforce him.
Let's at least give him the ambush defense chance and the leadership buff. But in good news, another warriors, another blunderbuss.
I feel like, based on what I just saw, you just need more warriors.
I do need. I just need numbers. I really do need numbers. But hey, that's 2 solid turns. Also, here's another Total War sin that I commit.
Okay.
When I have Great Warriors and I have Warriors of Shields, I kind of just click 1, 2, 3, 4 instead of really thinking about who I need.
That's...
Because
randomly picking your army composition
it's
is
not
a
random.
bold maneuver.
They're all chaos dwarf warriors, but it's a bit like I don't know. I know what I'm going to be fighting now. But what am I going to be fighting in 10 turns? You know, I might need, if I didn't recruit them, I might need them in the future. I'm really hoping some other people are relating to my like just real bad habits of
Let's
Total
see.
War.
It says why,
Oh,
and
I
you
don't.
might want to fix that.
I think
not
it's
a good habit.
Yeah, it's not random. I have a rule. I go 1, 2, 1, 2, and then I.
YouTube says that is not the optimal way to play. What do
It
you
isn't.
think, Josh?
Do you know what I don't like about this is that we've got goblins. That's what feels unfair about this. I think I just retreat this and see if he comes and attacks the main army here. I don't want a 1 minute 51 reinforcement time. This is not 1 minute 51 reinforcement time worth of material. Do you feel? Would you retreat in this situation, or would you have not gotten into this situation?
I think if I was like holding on for dear life, I have to survive here, or else it's all over.
Yep.
I would manually fight. I
Oh.
would get a couple of those mortar shots out using a very quick mortar, and then I would retreat off the field inside the field.
That's smart.
Because you have a lot of rats.
Should we try and do that?
It's worth a shot if you're trying to hold on here.
Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Cool. I know there was at some point you wanted to have a chat about some of the stuff coming for just little bits of what we're working on for 6.3. So for those of you who missed it, we chatted about a couple of the unusual locations that are being worked on. We don't have like the hard stats of them to hand. Those are still being worked on. But Covenant of the Crimson Plague, which is a Nurgle cult, which gives you some benefits if you let them stay there, but they are constantly developing new plagues, so you're going to get either regional, faction-wide, or even global plagues while they're there. And the Purple Hand cult, which is a Tzeentch cult, who they're doing something, not quite sure what they're doing, but they will give you some benefits if you let them stay, and why not let them stay? Because they're, you know, what's the worst that they could do while they're in there? Surely not actually complete their grand plan. So, where would you stick this little guy?
So this is cheese brain working here.
Please. Are you thinking that we increase this reinforcement time to the max so that they don't accidentally come in?
I would leave them. You can just back them off.
That's a cute little corner. Yeah.
For this guy, get him close to a map edge because you need to be ready to retreat. These are not map edges.
Is that not a map edge?
I think you're going to want to step to the southern edge there.
Is here a map edge? Where's a? Oh my god! Is he here? Is this the only map edge I've got?
Yeah. Head on over there.
This is a really interesting map. And you know what? If I had the numbers right now, I'd love that I've trapped the Skaven in somewhere with very few map edges.
Map if you had a.
Don't say it. Don't say it. This man is my full army. All right. And I'll tell you what. With the Twitch extension we're developing, he would be named after someone from chat, which would be cute. But he's not. He's gonna run over here and get ready to leave. We do need to see the Skaven in order to be able to bomb them.
They're gonna come your way. No problem.
I would, do you know what? Here's what I would do if I was me, and I am me. I would just throw him into the middle of all of the Skaven and let him get absolutely swarmed and then drop the bomb on him.
I think that's honestly a fair thing to do as well.
I don't want these reinforcements to arrive, honestly. I don't want to have to... I mean, I guess I can just bop them back out, right?
Yeah, you can just retreat them off when they pop in. We're going to have to get a little bit cheesy here, I think.
I don't know. Yeah, but look at them. They're emerging from the ground. That's not fair. No one gave them planning permission to do that. All right, so we're just immediately leaving.
Back off.
All right. Call off the reinforcements. That's we've got 2 nukes to drop, and then that's it. All right. Oh god, if I could just get them all stacked up, how lovely that'd be. Okay, here we go. Look at that balance of power. They don't know what. Oh, hold on. I think that's summoned army losses, hasn't it?
Oh.
Right. Look, we're trying this again. So this is what I'm thinking. If I knock my reinforcements onto like the far edge, where it's going to take 5 minutes for them to come in.
You know, you might have been right.
This is it. This is what happens when you get into these situations this often, is you develop the knowledge needed. I'll tell you what though, like, I actually really like this little corner to emerge from. I feel like I could win this.
You're thinking corner camp on the entrance there.
Yeah, and if it does start to go wrong, I leave.
I mean, it's gonna be tough, but
I think, look, a couple of blunderbusses here. I think this is winnable.
give it a shot. Come on.
What's the worst that could happen? All right. I'm just going to charge in. I'm going to nuke him, and then we're going to see what we can do in this corner.
Let's see. So I think earlier when we mentioned the unusual occasions...
Yes.
I also wanted to mention, I know that we are adding a couple more blessed spawnings to the Lizardmen. And one thing I think I wanted to mention on that is that includes 4 units that were previously, or rather units that came with DLC. So we're definitely doing blessed spawnings for Sacred Croxagors, Chameleon Stalkers, and Ripperdactyl Riders as well. That is not the full list. There are going to be more, but I thought it was worth mentioning there will be blessed spawnings for units that were previously just with DLC.
Awesome. So look, if I'm here, yeah, I feel like this is doable.
Gonna have to make a real nasty box here.
Don't like that I've got goblins, I'll be honest.
You should probably take those off the field. Like, come on, you're breaching your.
You know what? You're right. We don't get the
them
goblins. They're gone. Right, where's my lad? Is he where is he? Oh, he's not been fully swarmed yet. I feel like we're going to use this bomb, and then we're going to really regret it later on when like it's near winnable down here. You know.
Let's see how much they pile up first.
Yeah. So here's how I would make this. I've got this kind of little corner here where I want to trap them in. So these guys are going to hit them from the side, and then all of their sides are exposed, so I can keep shooting. Here's actually what's going to happen. Yeah. These guys are going to come in, and they're going to engage them. More are just going to come down here and hit my ranged units, and then we're all going to run.
Make sure to keep an eye on your fella here.
I don't think more are going to go for him. Would you drop on that? I mean, he's got his own thingamy bobs to be going. Oh, and we will. It is Searing Doom. Isn't that fun? He can do his own work. He doesn't need the bombs. There was a question there of will you change how the blessed spawning system grants the units?
Let's see.
I don't want to put you on the spot if you don't know, or if you don't want to answer off the top of your head.
Oh, sorry. I turned over to look at the chat. Changing to the blessed units. I have some preliminary thoughts on adjusting them because currently, of course, it's very randomly driven.
Yep.
There has to be some level of that because, well, the Lizardmen can predict when they'll happen, but they don't really control them in that way.
Yeah.
But it has been something on my mind of making that less random. I'd like to find a happy medium on that.
Yep. That'd be cool. Look, again, I don't know if this guy's going to need the bombs. He's doing pretty well, this Searing Dooms.
I mean, he is absolutely doing work right there.
Should I call it in on him? Do we think we're going to get more than this?
I think you're approaching the level where it's about time to drop before he gets...
The problem is, though, I think they're all just going to run.
Fire.
Here we go. They're going to scatter like rats on a ship.
Nah. Rats are too stupid to dodge.
This is why I don't put it on hard, so I get moments like this. Oh, yeah. I think that may have just helped salvage this campaign, you know. That's probably... That's the worst possible timing.
Great rat aiming.
Okay. Do we retreat here, or do we try and fight this?
You're currently being slung
I'm
at.
gonna be outranged here, aren't I? Actually, I probably wanted these down here. What do you think? Is this retreat or like that was significant damage?
Oh. I think you might be able to kill a lot of rats here.
Okay.
Is what I'm feeling. Your key thing, just got to get those range units engaged.
Yeah, if those blunderbusses, because they got great stagger as well, right? It's just that annoying going to be kind of picked off by the slingers.
Make sure not to let them hit your lines there, so you can keep shooting.
Yeah. All right. Let's see if these blunderbusses can get started. Annoyingly, they didn't make it all the way to where I wanted them. But look, that's decent. They got a decent firing line on that.
Here comes Warp Lightning, everyone's favorite.
Hey, do you remember my prediction of they're just going to come down the other side anyway and hit me? I knew that Warp Lightning would hit me. I wonder if we drop this bomb and then we leave.
Now that I see they've got Warp Lightning, I may agree with that.
Let's see what we can do here.
I think you need to get
legendary lords in at least.
Out there.
Oh, you think leave?
No, I think.
Out there. I was about to immediately, but as soon as you said it. Oh, don't worry, they've come for him.
Here comes the wheel. Oh lord, here comes more Warp Lightning.
Yeah, that Warp Lightning is absolutely devastating.
I don't want to look, Josh.
Hey, at least we can shoot the slingers. They've come to range. Should we drop the bomb here just because it may be our last opportunity?
Fire the bomb and start shooting that wheel.
All right.
Like, if you can maybe bring down the wheel, you will have done something very important here. They only have one of those. They got no way to replace it. Shoot that wheel.
So I've got good news and bad news about shooting that wheel.
Yes.
But hey, I think we retreat here.
I think it's time to leave.
All right. We did what we could, and what we could wasn't very much. Oh, that's just insult to injury. Hold on. If we retreat out of it, I'd call that a win. They hit their own units more than they hit me. AI2 Josh, I wish people wouldn't be... Look, hey, I won one battle, so this should be AI2 Josh 1.
It was a pretty easy battle, let's be honest.
Okay, can someone cut that from the VOD? I want you to say right now that was one of the hardest battles you've ever seen, and I'm going to dub that over. They are kind of stuck in a jam here, aren't they? Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh.
That's fine. There we go. Close. Again, look, guys, all I bring you is either decisive victories or close defeats. Let's jump back into my little questions that I've got here, because some of these I was really curious to hear the answer of. So, what do you think makes for a fun Warhammer 3 faction?
A fun Warhammer 3 faction. So, for me, I think I'm a very battle-oriented player. Which is why this stream is causing me such additional pain.
Oh no!
I think for me the most critical thing is roster and roster interplay.
Okay.
Does the faction have a fun roster, and does that faction have good ways to interact with that roster? Abilities, modifiers, what have you. You are in the pits, Josh. It's over for you. And I think to me the ones that like stand out are I like factions that have good specialized units that take a lot of care. I like factions with good wide access to unit types. I'm not big on factions like Khorne or factions like that where they're really they've got a single beat and they're trying to hit it as hard as possible. I like varied factions.
Oh yeah.
Which is probably surprising considering I say I really like vampire counts.
Yeah.
But I think vampire counts have a wonderful mix of really, really bad chaff units that are just there to be a wall, and then some really high power units to do the hits.
Well, I think I'm going to do the same thing, but this time they will just leave. So, like, if I stick them back right at the back, right? If I stick them all the way back here, that's going to take like 5 minutes. Yeah. They're going to keep doing this. They're just going to keep attacking this guy, and I can just keep getting some bombs off.
Well,
he's not got long left, all right? But I think he can take a few out with him. Although, is this one of those ones where if I lose, everyone's dead? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. We'll find out the hard way.
Let's see. Imagine that pop-up message came out for lowering the campaign difficulty.
God, I think I'd end stream. The time is 4:04. Which means that the Creative Assembly little fizzy fridge is open.
Ah,
if you would
you're
like
right.
a can of drink, I've pre-arranged with someone to go and get me a drink. So if you'd like a drink, if there's anything you'd request.
Yeah, if anyone's out there listening, get me a Diet Coke, please.
I don't even think I'm going to make it to the... I'm not even going to make it. I was just killed by the clan
Throw your
rats.
bomb. Throw your bomb.
It's too late. Still too late for me.
No, Josh.
I would like a Tango Cherry if they have them. If not, I'll take any form of Pepsi. But please, Mr. Prearranged drink, if you could deliver that for me, I'd appreciate it. Maybe that's what I need. It's just a little hit of sugar.
Mr. Prearranged Drink.
It's their legal name. See, because they're not engaged in melee, right? If I use the Dreadquake battery, oh no. Hey, he's not dead. He's still there.
So you kind of put yourself in a bit of a situation here now.
I think I'm in a pretty good place. What do you think the problem is? What's the problem? What do you think the problem is? Just because we're outnumbered, what? 815 to 2,000?
Admittedly, you did
112.
kill like 2,000
I
rats.
killed a lot of rats. Unfortunately, now here's you know what the real problem is our gimmick does require that we don't use... can I not retreat them? Oh, this is one of those battles. It is one of those battles.
You,
Oh, no. This is why...
it's time to buckle up.
Do you know what I think this stream is really teaching all of us? Just how important orcs and goblins are to the to like the general ethos of the Chaos Dwarves. And when you remove them, the whole thing collapses.
It's surprising considering we designed them that way.
And I think that's what we can all take. I think that's what we can all take from this. Is like, I think even if you play the best games of Total War in your entire life, and I think some of these are up there in like with the greats, yeah. I think even if you play those without those orcs and goblins, it's just not happening. You know, you need them. They're vital parts of the economy.
Right, so I think your key here is you're going to want to do a quick lightweight checkerboard and get on a corner. 'Cause
Yeah,
you're going to need the
I'm
corner
going
here,
straight.
Josh.
But then the corner's got trees, and I don't like shooting through trees. Am I okay shooting through trees?
Yeah, you're pretty okay with it. We added
Alright.
the grace period tech way back in, I think that was late Warhammer 2.
Oh yeah.
So you should be able to do a little bit of shooting through trees.
So here's what I would typically do, right? Is I like a little bit of I call it the Cannae formation, right? In that it's not really Cannae, is it? Cannae is the inverted, but something like this, so that I can come in at them from the sides and then not have to really worry about them hitting my range lines. Again, most of the time this fails.
I feel like the critical flaw in this
Oh.
is that you kind of have to stop them on the way in.
It's Mr. Drinks.
Oh, hello.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Appreciate it. There are other drinks available. We don't endorse any particular drink.
The problem with your formation here is that it assumes that you'll stop them on the way in and they won't just walk into you.
So that's
Which-
fully the problem that I have.
I feel like in that last battle we saw...
I'm being
One
harassed already. You know, like it's already not going well for me here. I'm just gonna send these goblins out, just at least get them to stop harassing me. These goblins are dead, but leave me alone. I'm trying to set up over here. All right, I'm trying to set up a last stand. There we go.
Slings have begun. Get the guns on those slings.
Yeah.
Else they're gonna...
Where's my? There you go. This is my longest range. Where is their army? Oh my god.
Oh my god, what
Will,
is happening?
Will, if there is a god out there, okay, if Hasher is real, he's just come to save my campaign. No! Don't leave! Please?
Oh,
Oh, do you know what? I'll take it. I'll take one hit.
well, that's...
That's knocked that's knocked a considerable number off.
I feel like that was a paid actor.
Oh,
I'm starting to
that's-
wonder if that army was a paid actor.
I can't believe the luck that we just had there. I feel like I have a new lease on life. You know, like I've been given a second chance. I need to make the most of this opportunity that's presented itself.
Gonna have to pass that one on to...
Please don't. Gonna
gonna have to pass that on to
let
Life UA
it
to
no,
look at.
let it ride. All right, it's saving me. Look how nice of a line that is for some blunderbusses. If I can just get rid of these little slings, I'll be all right. And do you know what? It's not doing a bad job of getting rid of them. Those goblins coming back would have been nice, but is what it is.
You see those little fiery arrows flying through the air there, Josh?
Oh yeah.
Those are goblin arrows,
Do
Josh.
you know what? We're going to pretend that they're not doing anything because it hurts me too much to think that we've broken theme. Oh, this Doom Wheel has honestly been the absolute bane of my existence.
It is time to shoot it.
All right. What are you? You're going to be the thing that this hits. Were there reinforcements for this battle for the Skaven? Does anyone remember? Anyone remember if there were reinforcements? Oh, no. This is why we keep this spell. Look at that. 7, and this is -8. The perfect spell. And also, that Doom Wheel is going to go down.
Honestly, at least getting the Doom Wheel out is a big move.
If I can get... the problem is, I'm trying to remember if anybody can remember if there were reinforcements. I think that may have answered the question. Are these... Surely this is more than 20 units. This is an illegal number of units to be on the battlefield for a Total War game, right? This is more than 20?
I think that's the mass of them right there.
Tell me that's all of them, please. Right, let's just keep him back. Do you know what? I really miss my Searing Doom. Oh, gosh. Let's just...
Oh, Josh.
Oh, no. I was given such a boon. I think if we just throw this guy in the middle, he's got more health than him, and that's the logic that I'm using right now. If I throw him in the middle, I could get another nuke off. And I feel like those nukes really are all I have. I've also thrown these goblins in the hope of just getting a nuke off, right?
I feel like that's your winning move here. You're going to have to go for the desperation nuke at this point.
It's, hey, look, it's kind of working in that they're funneling down through the middle, and the blunderbusses are shooting. I'm going to stick the hobgoblins on the side just because I think, the hobgoblins are going to get in melee just to save those blunderbusses.
I'm just saying, spend that mana. It's not going to get better with age.
Yeah, it's I just like using I like trying to work out where it's going to have the most impact at any one moment, and I think that then just makes me not use it enough. So like on that guy, 15, if I can knock him down to 0, that'd be lovely. All right. Let's try and work out where is best to use this nuke. These goblins have managed to hit their slings, which is lovely. Oh, any other questions from chat?
Right, let's see.
Maybe I drop this on the old warp throwers just to force them to move. Do we think? Probably just get them to leave. Oh no, they've still got warp lightning.
I think you might be getting close to a mass rout here.
Of who? Me or them?
Yes. That's the answer to that.
Right, I think I might just try this. I think they're going to leave, but I think that is the highest concentration of them left that I'm willing to risk. These blunderbusses are doing work, even despite being hit in the back by both of them.
Let's see. So, are we getting more unit variants? I presume this is in relation to 6.3. The units in 6.3 are primarily going to be the Blessed units. There are no other units planned for that at the moment. We're just trying to get as many Blessed units as we can into that patch.
Please. I can't read it. What is... Oh, I've not scrolled that ball down.
Oh, it's down there.
Oh, we got questions from chat in a Word doc. There you go. Oh, I was not paying attention. What's happened?
All right.
Nothing good.
Let's see here. Questions from chat. I will go through them now. We have some lovely fellows outside who are helping find questions.
Yeah.
So, is it possible to have a quality of life change seeing our army while we're in the skill selection menu? Sometimes we have to click back and check which units we want to improve on the red line, for example. That sounds relatively plausible.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, all I can say to that is I can consider it. It's not impossible. Will you be giving any changes to climate for Legionmen and Tomb Kings in 6.3? I do not believe there are currently planned to be any significant climate changes. We may adjust some of their access to various climates if we feel it would make their campaigns flow better. I know that the bridge point between Lustria and Nagaroth is a particularly difficult one to traverse because it's a lot of different climates all at once. We may do some minor adjustments there, but not currently planned any significant changes.
shockingly, we still have the settlement.
Depending on how the siege beta goes, some lords' factions can be siege battles. Are there any plans to change this? So currently, no. If you start with a siege battle, most likely you'll keep starting with a siege battle. We'll kind of have to tackle this on a per faction basis, because some factions will end up with a siege battle and be totally fine with it. Some factions will end up with one and be less fine with it. So it's more of a case of, we'll kind of have to see how it shakes out as to who gets a really difficult start. All of a sudden, we might have to make an adjustment. We can adjust your starting units. If you end up in a siege battle and you have no way to break through a gate, for example, we can bump you with a little bit of monster help in your starting army, anything like that. But they'll probably remain siege battle. We'll probably not be moving lords around to account for this. Instead, we'll have to adjust what they have available to them to make their situations work.
I think I can kill him. I know I don't have much. Yeah. But I think I could kill him. Do you think I could kill him?
He has death runners, but you have guns, right?
If I have one blunderbuss and one dwarf warriors, so people are saying I probably can't, but I think I could kill him.
He is in force march.
And I have 2 nukes, right? If I kill him, that really will put a dampener on them. Okay.
They're all saying you can.
If I knew how to do like a Twitch poll, I would stick up a Twitch poll and ask if we should attack them. But I think, they Tretch. How much? He has got a lot of health.
Tretch is
And that is
a tanky fella.
That's a lot of. It's about the same as me.
So can you recruit an additional lord?
I could. What, for reinforcements? You think?
Just to have another guy who can throw down.
Would you have an? I'd be tempted to get an overseer here. All right. Casualty replenishment rate. We don't need that. We'd be taking practically no losses. I don't know. Overconfident. I think that really suits. That really suits what we're going for here. Because he's not going to be able to make it, but he should reinforce.
And we get. Oh.
No, he's not going to reinforce, is he?
Well, if you're getting the settlement reinforcement, go for it.
Okay. I don't think I'm getting any reinforcements. Look, I'm going to say I'm not a coward.
Oh,
oh no, I can't use my dwarves. Oh, I think I can win this. I don't know why, right? Because those slingers are going to be really annoying. They're going to pester me. They've got way longer range than me. Will Woodward... Okay, look. We're ride or die, me and you, all right? We fight to the bitter end. Did I forget to put a banner on someone? That's fine. Who needs leadership anyway?
You're gonna have to play.
I also forgot.
Really good
forgot to level up my legendary lord.
So I feel like your foundation here is a little bit shaky.
Do you know what? Again, I don't think he needed the levels. I feel like leveling him up actually would have made this unfair. I like to keep it. I like to keep my own balance, and this is part of keeping my own balance.
Any chance we can see added campaign mechanics to lords that don't have Tribalism and the Tomb Kings? I will say that, for the context of the upcoming 6.3 update, that is not within the scope of that, which is primarily a quality of life update. We're focused on hitting a bunch of things like tech and skill and building changes in order to make the entire experience a little bit smoother. It is not going to be focused around adding new gameplay avenues like that at this time. And so it's a little bit out of scope at the moment.
If I was going to cower in a corner, which corner do I like the look of? I like this bit of this corner here.
I feel like he has...
He does. I know he's gonna come up from the earth, right? I know it, and I know it's going to upset me when he does it. But this little corner, if I'm like right in the back of it, as far as I can go, he's gonna have a hard time coming out there, right? Okay.
I believe in you, Josh. This is not a lie.
You keep fielding questions.
Yeah,
and
I'll keep fielding questions.
I'll do what I can
and
do.
You do you.
I'll do me. It's let's go and find.
Let's see.
And look, if they don't move, what do we think? Just try and cheekily get one off, because they're trying to come to me. They're going to scatter, aren't they? But how quickly are they going to scatter?
Depends. Are they moving right now?
No. Let's see. Do you know what? I got a few of them. I'll take it. Okay.
Let's see. I will take a look, see at some questions then while you win this battle.
Oh, they've spawned.
Is there any plan to update the UI for item management? So this was something we considered for the ancillary push we did for 6.1. We decided not to do it because we wanted to see how it would shake out first once we had a slightly lower amount of items. I think it is on my table still. I think we may return to the UI for items. I have been wanting to take that UI and combine duplicate items, for example, because currently if you have duplicates, they all line up on top of each other. I think there's some minor tweaks you can make that to make that significantly easier.
Yep.
Let's see. There was a question about an equivalent for sea battle events, but on land. So in many ways, this is kind of a little bit where unusual locations come in a little bit, of adding essentially small flavor points along the path when you're on land. As for just raw battle markers appearing on land, currently no plans. They were mostly added to the sea just to make sure there's a little bit of content for you to hit there, because it's a relatively empty space. The AI doesn't like to spend a lot of time there. And that's why we added those sea battles, to make sure that if you got a couple of naval-focused things, you have some things you can reliably hit, and they have unique rewards. For land, there's a lot less pressure to add battles, because land is, generally speaking, where the enemies already are. But I believe some of the unusual locations coming may include some battle-focused ones that potentially have battles associated with them, so that could do a little bit of a similar vibe, but we'll see what needs to happen going forward. I just looked over at the game.
Don't look. Don't look.
Maybe I shouldn't look at the game.
Don't look.
Maybe that's wrong.
Oh, I have such an awful idea.
Let's see. So I've seen a good chunk of questions around, of course, the Siege beta, plans for garrisons, siege equipment, that kind of thing. So I'll say that that is not something that is part of my focus right now. I believe recently you guys had a chat with Milcho on stream, and he is the master of siege, as it were. And I think if I try and throw in my my thoughts on that, I will do it much worse than he can. That is his area of expertise, so I will try to leave that up to him.
Brilliant. And we'll hopefully have him on again relatively soon. Someone just asked, are ladders really going to be removed in siege battles? And I think the real answer to that is that's kind of what we're testing, right?
Yeah.
And also ladders being removed is a maybe added as a deployable rather than as something that kind of comes out of nowhere. But also, even in the beta, it's an option, right? So even in the beta, it's this has been the game for people for like, how long's Warhammer 3 been out? How long's Warhammer? All of them, 7 years. This has been the game. I think a fundamental change to that experience would upset people who really like that version of the experience.
That's something we've kind of been running into a good chunk in general. At this point in the game's life cycle, we are a lot of years deep. The ship has been going one direction for a really long time, and shifting kind of these large game scale changes gets more and more difficult. Like, for example, we saw the question earlier of what if people start with a really difficult siege battle now with the siege changes?
Yeah.
Well, that's something that we're going to have to be looking at, and we have over 100 lords to review on that front.
Yeah.
And every single time we make these kind of game-wide changes, that repeats in miniature over and over. And that's one of the reasons why it gets tougher and tougher to make big sweeping changes.
Yeah.
That isn't to say we don't want to make them. We have plenty of big sweeping changes we want to make, but it's about doing them in a safe way that keeps most people happy. Because it can, if we swing around too wildly, it can very easily veer into unforeseen consequences. We have to take this a little bit slow, and that's in many ways why we do these betas, for example. Let's see. Any chance for a Hall of Fame where we can see stuff like most kills in one battle, most units recruited, most armies, etc.?
That'd be cool to have on like the what's it, this screen.
Yeah, so we do have something kind of similar here on the statistics page
Yep.
for the campaign, but I'm guessing this question is about overall.
Right, got you. Oh no, I shouldn't have gone on there. It's got what battles won and lost. Oh thank God, it's a scroll down. It's a scroll down.
And I think
I'm gonna need a
yeah, you do.
What else in here? Hey, let's send a convoy out. That's fun.
And I think the answer to that is currently no plans. I do like that idea though. I am fond of statistics.
It's always nice to be able to arm people with that information, right? And they can do the bits they want.
I mean, half my job feels like statistics a lot of the time, as so much of what I do is based on reading statistics and using to drive decision making.
I'll tell you what, one kind of fun thing we're looking at for, I spoke about it last week, but the I'm going to take a shot every time Josh gets a close defeat. Oh God. Do you know what? This is fine because he can just die. I thought he won for a second, but do you know what? Honestly, what a lad. The Twitch extension I was talking about last week. So I had a chat with the designers. There's some things that we're looking at them which might be quite interesting on like a little statistics front of the third part of the extensions. The first would be grabbing names. The second would be like voting on events. The third might be like a global leaderboard we can reset every month of chat predicting how a creator's going to like win or lose a battle, like decisive Pyrrhic. So you bet, and the more of your chat as a creator who gets it right, it pushes you up the leaderboard. So you want to be able to get like your chat to be able to consistently predict what you're going to be able to get. So for example, in this situation, if people kept betting on me getting close defeats, we'd be doing very well.
It sounds like a pretty easy system to win if you have someone like Josh at the helm.
Exactly. We were going to have. Oh, do you know what? Let's just get rid of him. I'm not taking any notes from chat. I'm not looking at chat. We're just getting rid of him. If it's giving me a second chance at life, I'm taking it. Yes, but the what we wanted to do was it for be like per individual Twitch accounts. So it'd be like how good you are at predicting if someone will win a battle. So like you get points if you say, oh, you know, Lionheart's going to get a decisive victory, and he does. But unfortunately, like the way the leaderboard works, and with like GDPR and information, we can't have a leaderboard of people's names like that on Twitch. So instead, we're looking to do it from the channel's perspective, where they opt into it and they can be on that leaderboard if their chat's guessing their battles correctly. So that's the current way it's looking at. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I just need more warriors. But yeah, we're always trying to do kind of interesting stuff where we can. I'm doing it again. I'm doing left, right. I see myself doing it. We're going to sit here for a few turns. We're going to build up an army.
I'm seeing a question, any chance to bring the Great Drill of a Shoot mechanic into Immortal Empires for the Cast Dwarves? So, I'll say that probably not at the moment. The Great Drill of a Shoot was their narrative mechanic, and it was in the era where we pretty strictly delineated where they appeared. And so we did all the work for it essentially only in the Realms of Chaos. I think in a smaller fashion, potentially bringing in the map, for example, as a quest battle, that is plausible, but the overall mechanic is probably not going to come into Mortal Empires.
Well, I think things are about to get worse. Croesus has declared war on us, and he's the second strongest faction on the map.
Oh, Josh.
Oh, please don't. Please don't. Not with the day I'm having. Oh, no. How long have I got? I've got 30 minutes. Do you know what? This has now become a game of survival. I'm playing like a battle royale when everyone else is playing a strategy game. Oh. No, we don't need it that desperately. How many rats? That's unfair. How quickly can you really make new rats?
Quickly enough, it seems.
Yeah. Maybe if I stick this guy here for an ambush, he'll distract him a bit. Is that what you would do? If we had 20 rats on the way? The guy named Knife, he doesn't seem very friendly.
I'd probably skedaddle that lord, I'll be honest.
This one?
Yeah.
Is he going to go somewhere else and be our backup?
And, you know, maybe if you're lucky, they'll run after him instead of you.
God, if I could just recruit some orcs and goblins.
Do not.
I can't break it. And when this guy hits 10, what's the first? No! No!
Can we get some movement on this document?
Oh, sure thing.
A little bit.
It's not that. It would be up.
Oh, There we go.
Oh, there was a poll. Will Josh survive this? Oh no! People did not vote yes. Do you know what? I appreciate the 31% who believed in me, even if, unfortunately, you did turn out to be mistaken. When am I going to get a port in the next?
How do we define survive here?
If by the end of the stream I own this settlement, if I still own Darkhold by the end of the stream, I'll take that as a win. And do you know what? I don't. If by the end of the next turn I still hold Darkhold, I think I'll take that as a win at this point. Someone said I should sue for peace by offering them my capital. Would they even take it? If I offered them Darkhold, oh, that's so upsetting. That's so upsetting. No. Darkhold is our ancestral home, and we will hold it.
So I see a question: can Kislev get access to armored Kossars with spears, like in the tutorial? So the armored Kossar with spears are an interesting unit because they were made primarily to fulfill a tutorialization niche. Because when Kislev was picked as the tutorial faction, we were kind of faced with Kislev doesn't have a traditional line-holding spear unit, which is something that's quite core to the Total War experience in our classical fast-moving big guy runs into spear, but the spear is easily killed by archer, the classic triangle. Of course, Warhammer has a lot of things outside that triangle, but they were made specifically to give you a little taste of that triangle early on and give you a clear line holder. And that's why, because they were only made to fulfill that niche, they don't have firearms like the rest of the armored Kossars. They're not a normal armored Kossar unit. And so they were never really meant to be a core Kislev unit. So most likely, unless we gave them a gun, no. Yeah. Because else they don't actually really fulfill the Kislev battle identity, essentially. They're telling you not to auto-resolve.
I think I should win this. Like, this is low level. Oh, it's the warp fire throwers. They really are horrible, aren't they? Yes, Josh Player, I need another close defeat. Look, if I can kill those warp fire throwers, I think I'm in okay stead. But I do not have many dwarves. Do I? Is it the same map we've played on every single, pretty much? What do you think, Will? Do I accept that I'd lose those 2 dwarfs, or do I try and fight it?
I mean, I'm not the real arbiter here. I feel like there's someone else here who's making the real calls, and what I'm seeing over there is they don't seem very happy about auto-resolve, Josh.
I do think I win it. And I know that I'm saying that, and like, there's only 30 minutes left, so I could just sit here on this screen for 30 minutes. Everyone would believe that I would have won it. Right?
You know, Total War is a game with 2 layers, the campaign and the battle. If you just press auto-resolve, you won't play half the game.
I've been pressured into it. Never give in to peer pressure. If you're listening to this, don't give in to peer pressure unless you're sat there and you've got an entire Twitch chat of people telling you that you have to fight a battle. Let me throw out to a couple of my other questions that I had here. So, what is a development group that you feel aren't that known about by the general audience, but you think play a really important role in making a game?
So last time I was asked a similar question a while back when I was on, I think, one of the rally points. And at that point I talked about player experience team. So I'm not going to say them again because I've already talked about them. So they're
also in the chat. We can't let their egos get too big.
Yeah, if their egos get too big, they'll go out of control. So I think another group which gets probably not enough love is I think, honestly, core programming. Because the thing is that designers, we think of how this feature is going to look and how it's going to work. And the UI guys, they put these beautiful pieces of art in the game, and you look at them and go, ooh, ah. But none of it would actually do anything without programming. And they rarely get... I think they rarely get kind of front-manned as the spokespeople for these features. But really... the real foundations of the features are all in their hands.
That's a fantastic pick. I should start noting down what everyone says so that we can have a big comparison at the end and see who is the most represented, least represented team. Look, I'm not going to say I'm going to charge this guy into the middle and Searing Doom himself over and over again, but I'm also not going to say I'm not going to do that. And if they want to warp fire throw into their own rats, they're welcome to do so.
Let's see here. Let's see some more questions. Freeman is King Gobble Wen, from King Gobble himself.
Oh, there sounds like there's a schism in the community going on.
They're battling.
They're battling. Let's just hope it stay. Oh, dude, look at that. They're going to scatter. I know they're going to scatter. And you know, I really did want to hit those warp fire throwers, but unfortunately, they've not really grouped up nicely for me.
Let's see. Any plans to add more monsters for Rakarth? Notably calling out the Blood Vultures. That's something that we'd have to discuss with the IP holder. Essentially, it's probably something that's worth discussing. We have a fair few of these kind of sub-faction armies where we have little extra contingents available to them. And should Rakarth have Blood Vultures? Maybe. But it's something that we'll have to discuss first.
I like having you talking to them while I do the grunt work over here of just trying to stay alive. It lets me really concentrate on just trying to do what I can, to be honest, Will. It's been a harrowing hour and a half.
It does look pretty harrowing.
But you know what? This is why, like, it is a real skill to have to, like, play and talk and stream at the same time. And like, I'm not the best player at the best of times. Like, I play a lot, but I wouldn't say I play super well. But this is why I do it, so that you get the opportunity to really have the talk with the community and have the. And what I'm saying is, really, I'm a bit of a martyr. You know, some say a hero.
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
You know, so if I do a Searing Doom here, can I force them to scatter into me and then do a big Dreadquake battery? Do you think? They're going the other way. Oh, but you know what? They didn't go fast enough. This is currently my biggest hope. I really just wish I had faster units.
Well, you picked the Chaos Dwarves and you said I should only use the slowest part of the roster.
I did. Do you think?
I feel like this is a bed that you have made, and now you are lying within it.
I know. But you know what? The gimmick is my shield, as well as my the albatross around my neck.
The defeat is all at the hands of your gimmick.
It is. Here we go. See, look, those. Oh, that was an awful Dreadquake, honestly. That was not his finest Dread, but. If I can start killing some of these warp fire throwers, that'd be lovely. This is a lot of like the Skaven lines gone. How many have they lost?
I feel like you are going to end up in an eternal stalemate against the Skaven.
With Skaven. I don't think so, because when I win this, you win this, as soon as I win this, the minute I win this, they're gonna start fleeing. I guess I'm just gonna try and see if I can make it to any of those guys. I just don't want them to die.
I see. Will the changes of the Tomb Kings be a small rework or a big one? It's going to be a relatively small rework. We're, as mentioned, primarily focused on quality of life.
Yeah, I think it's the word rework as well.
Rework is perhaps a strong word for what we're doing. Essentially, it's going to be a lot of number tweaks. There's going to be some adjustments to unit tiering to make sure that they're able to field decent armies at various stages of the game. A bit of a focus on getting their tech tree a little bit updated. It's quite punitive right now. Mm-hmm. Some things that we have been discussing include stuff like potentially giving you some access to unit caps on tech tree itself instead of just having them on your settlements, so that you can get little injections of extra units as you get upgrades for them. So there's a couple smaller changes, essentially.
Yep. And that's for 6.3, right?
Yeah, that'd be for 6.3.
Is 6.3 primarily what you're working on at the moment, or?
So I'm currently primarily attached to the development of Tides of Torment. Yeah. But, of course, as that is in the future, it's not something I can really talk about in any detail.
Don't worry, I'm not trying to push you to. It's more of a just interested in what you're kind of focused on Tides of Torment, but you're also doing some of the 6.3 stuff, or?
Some of the 6.3 stuff is also I'm primarily, in recent times, I've been patch focused, but at the moment I'm also attached to the Tides of Torment project. Nice.
I think it's one of the things that I see in the community a lot, and honestly, I'm really zenning out right now. Like, I feel like I've got this. It's one of the things I see that I want to be able to talk about more, but it's hard to have like the right discussion of, like, I wouldn't say it's at this point with stuff going on with Warhammer 3. I wouldn't say you could really attribute any one thing to like, oh, that is Horsham's thing or Sophia's thing, right? We are working together as one team on the project. So I find it really difficult when you see some of those narratives of like, oh, Sophia did this or Horsham did that. Like, we're almost pitted against each other because we're not pitted against each other. Like, we're working together on all of these features and these ideas.
A lot of the features I've designed recently have been implemented by Sophia coders and Sophia tech designers.
Yeah. Right, where did that warp fire go? There he is. All right, let's just get these guys gone. And then get the warp fire throwers. Nothing there. Those who are doing my little live questions document, please feel free to delete stuff when we've said it, just so otherwise I worry that I'm missing things in the scroll. The question is, do I retreat all the goblins? And like, I know I shouldn't, but I also know I should. I've just got very little. I've got a full unit of blunderbusses. I could probably retreat the goblins. It's not a gimmick if you don't follow through, you know. And here at Total War, we make sure we do what we set out to do, and that is no goblins.
Let's see. They're telling you to target the warp fire throwers.
I am trying, I promise. How many are left? I assume I've not killed any of them, but I can only see that one. There we go, look at that. Some magic.
Let's see. Any chance on retouching victory condition, updated victory conditions from older factions? Updating victory conditions. Yes, this is something that can be in scope for a minor patch. There's a lot of different little things I'd love to do in little patches, but unfortunately I only have so much time in the world to make them. But updating victory conditions is one of those things I would like to do. And it would be very helpful if I see a lot of chatter around, oh, these victory conditions are not great, but which ones are really the worst? We can look at the data and infer some things, but when you're out there posting about your least favorite victory conditions, tell me which ones.
Absolutely. And like as well, oh, there they are. Oh, I wasn't even. But yeah, like even the stuff like the We Reddit, we read through a lot of the comments and the posts made on the forums, on Reddit, on Discord, all of those places. In fact, the player experience team in the chat are the ones who do the primarily the largest amount of that kind of shifting through and reading it all and passing it. But I know, like, you know, designers like yourself, you read that stuff. It'd be impossible not to.
Oh yeah, it's you know, while we have people who are in charge of actually parsing this, it's impossible to make yourself not look at it yourself as well.
Yeah,
you have to.
Oh no, I shouldn't have called it down. I was like, are they going to rout? And then I called it down, and then they routed. Oh, do you know what? I've got all of these running. I've managed to group them all up and keep them all running from the slowest possible unit. But it's not going too badly. I think this is turning around. This is where the comeback starts. How long have we got left? 20 to 28 minutes, and this is where the comeback starts. You know?
So what I'm understanding here is that you're carefully orchestrating this, so it seems like you're on the back.
And we end the stream with, effectively, I think, world domination. I think that's the stage that we're going to end it at, where I've just taken the last province in Cathay, and I've taken all of it. Oh, a question there about, since you're playing Chaos Dwarves, can someone look at the tower upgrade for follower ancillaries? 6 turns is crazy for followers, like -10 recruitment cost.
I mean, the answer there could be either we can review how many you get, or we can review what they do. And if it's one that is only 10% recruitment cost and nothing else, could be too weak. Could be we need to buff it. Short answer, yes, we can look at that.
Someone said, congratulations to Josh for winning a battle where you had a massive advantage. And look, I know that's being facetious, yeah. But I thank you. I take it. I'll take the praise. I wish I had more Winds of Magic right now, is the only thing. And also, I wish I wasn't just having to deal with all these little rats all over the map. Look, I've got over there, over there, over there. It's... Did I catch them? I did catch them. It's very annoying how spread out the Skaven can be.
And that's kind of what they do.
For God's sake, they stop routing. It is what they do. These warp fire throwers are nasty.
I think you need to get those fellas moving instead of eating so many warp lightning shots.
Yes. But the thing is, I move, and then they run, and then I just get more and more scattered, you know? Like, pretty much all they've got left is ranged. I mean, and also, look, guys. I know you said congratulations for winning this. I don't know if I've won this. These warp throwers are all over the place. This is infuriating to battle.
So I see. Are you going to review the skill trees of heroes to make sure they're all at a similar power level? So when you say that, I presume you're talking about in the context of 6.3. Of course, we will not be reviewing all heroes.
Yeah.
That is, there are a lot of heroes. I couldn't give you a number right now, but I am sure that it is in the decent triple digits.
Yeah.
However, we will be looking at the heroes for Tomb Kings and Lizardmen, of course. In general, when we hit these factions with updates, we like to also take a little pass on their skills, because it's one of the most common interaction points, one of the first things you see, and one of the more regular decisions you make in a campaign. So decent skills is actually a pretty significant part of making a faction feel cohesive. So those guys will definitely get looked at. We've also mentioned we're going to be looking at the green skin generic characters, because there was a couple that didn't get unique skills with Omens of Destruction, and we'd like to give them some now.
I stand by what I said. Not having those goblins and orcs has made this so miserable for me. Like, I would love to have some movement speed. Like, I'm just being harassed at this point. But hey, are those back? They're back. This is it. This is the comeback. I just need these guys back. If these blunderbusses come back to me, I'm in a good shot. I just need a gun. And, please. Hey, here we go. Here we go.
Are you sure you'll have that gun for much longer?
Here
comes the Dark Lightning.
Please, Skaven. Please, it's just painful. I don't deserve this, I didn't do anything to them, really. Oh, wait, I think I declared war on them. I didn't do much to them. But, like, this is just, this is harassment, honestly. Like, they're everywhere. I came into this saying I'm not really much of a micro person. And what are they making me do here? This is insane. If I turn around, there's some down here, I'll be furious.
The Chaos Dwarfs have this initiative that would have solved this outright if you had just implemented it right from the start. Have you ever heard of see it, slay it, sort it?
Oh, very... yes, I have. I think you'll find. Next patch, surprise enough to Skaven. Do you know what? Give me a dev build where I can press a button and half of the Skaven just die at random. Oh my gosh. That was... That ending, like, the middle was going surprisingly well for me, but when they started splitting off, that was painful. AI4 Josh 1, I'm on the board.
Technically on the board.
And look, heroic victory.
So, see, any plans for heroes who have less than 49 skill points worth of skills? So, we don't generally try and hit like a specific number of skills. Sometimes a character has enough space for us to go, you have more skills than you have points. Sometimes they have less, and it's kind of more down to what interesting skills do we think need to exist for this character, and not trying to hit that number. There currently is, I think, a bit of an issue with when you're at that level of feeling like you're missing out.
Mm-hmm.
But generally speaking, we try not to just add skills for the sake of making sure we hit a number, because we've seen in the past, sometimes if you go at a design with kind of the concept, I'll make 30 really good things and they'll all be really unique and they'll all be really good, it's really difficult to end up with actually good skills at that point. Once you run out of good ideas, it's best to stop making skills, is kind of a thing I've learned over time. Because if you're trying to hit some sort of arbitrary number, you're going to make some bad skills along the way. And I think it's better to have a couple good skills than it is to have a lot of weak skills.
I think I could take him. Like, he's got barely anything left. If I cancel this...
That's kind of been your reward of the stream. I think I can take him.
I think I did do the last one, to be fair. I did win the last one. If I cancel this recruitment and I go for... He's just going to flee, though, isn't he? He's just going to flee. So what am I accomplishing here? Nothing. Because he's going to leave... Right, am I right in this thinking? If I cancel this recruitment and I chase him, he's just going to flee over to here, and then I won't be able to catch him.
Seems relatively plausible.
However, if I was to fight him with just this one man, he wouldn't flee, and I still think I could take him.
I don't know about that, Josh. I feel like your realm for I can take him as...
Oh, hold on. This is going to make the difference. Spell resistance actually might not be bad, considering the the sheer number we've been hit with. I think on theme at the moment is survivalist.
Should probably, at the very least, someone didn't mention it, at least take the Castellan.
What, this one?
He's still alive out there.
He is. But the thing is, I quite like the idea of this guy not having any spells, just standing in the middle and fighting them all off. Although I guess actually, do you know what? It fully won me over. I want more Searing Doom. And look, now there might be 2 of them. There isn't. I think I could win this.
Josh, I'll be honest, your risk assessment has left something to be desired.
I've won 1 battle and I am high on victory. Okay, like, what is it? You know, rats. How hard can it be? Let's see if I've got any other questions that I planned. I had are there any other strategy games that you play other than Total War? Assuming you play Total War.
Well, I do.
Seeing as you've been so absolutely able to pinpoint every mistake that I've made 10 minutes before I've made it, I'm assuming you're playing quite a bit of Total War.
I've played a little bit of Total War.
Yeah.
I think my home Steam account has somewhere in the realm of 6,000 to 7,000 hours.
That is pretty much bang on. I think I've got 1,200 now on Warhammer 3.
And I don't, if you count my dev time, because I've been on my dev account a fair bit, I don't even know what it's at this point. It's something absurd. But for other strategy games I play quite a few. Personally, there's a bunch of older ones I keep coming back to. I always come back to Supreme Commander Forge Alliance, one of my favorite RTS games
that's
of
a
all
great
time.
game.
Command and Conquer Generals. My favorite Command and Conquer. I'm sorry, Red Alert fans. Generals is the best. What else? I play a good chunk of StarCraft, both 1 and 2. I'm a big fan of StarCraft.
Do you ever play any Dungeon Keeper?
Dungeon Keeper? I play Dungeon Keeper.
Love Dungeon Keeper.
Oh, and of course, Stronghold Crusader. Now that was one of the original greatest games. I loved Stronghold Crusader.
I think I just missed the Stronghold franchise as something that was. I think the thing is, like, I really just spent a lot of time on Med 2. And do you know what? Warhammer Mark of Chaos?
I actually have never played Mark of Chaos.
It's good.
I have
Age of Mythology as well.
Age of Mythology? Love Age of Mythology. What historically played? My first historical was Napoleon, and I played a boatload of that, feeling I was very bad at the game at that point. And eventually I, of course, kept playing. I played a good chunk of Shogun 2. I played a lot of that. Rome 2, I played a boatload of that. And Attila. I think Attila is probably my second most played.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Was that one that you played before you joined CA?
It was one I played mostly before I joined CA. Let's see.
I think for me it'd be Shogun 2 would be my most played historical, followed closely by Med 2 wasn't on Steam right when I played it, so I wouldn't have the hours tracked. My brother was a big Rome person, so I watched him play Rome, and then I got to play Med 2. Did he just use the triple quake? I did. Okay, because those warp throwers are the equivalent of 3 of these. I can kill these with the Searing Doom. The warp throwers, I really just need dead. Like, Searing Doom is doing its absolute job.
I feel like
guys.
What I'm learning with today's stream
is
that Josh tells me that I think I could take him.
Yeah.
I should probably start backing up. I should
probably. Do you know what the funny thing is? Like, I've not played Chaos Dwarfs in 4 or 5 months. So this is me relearning Chaos Dwarfs at the same time. So I will have more prep time for the Tides of Torment factions. But Chad's gonna have to watch me play Tides of Torment. You know, they're gonna have to watch that, and that's gonna be, hopefully by that point, I'm more accustomed to streaming and playing at the same time, because that could be torture for both of us.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to be on the bench with you again, won't I? So I'm making one of the factions there, so you'll have me on the bench with the faction I made.
And how much are you looking forward to that?
Oh, good lord.
Do you know what? I think this is going alright. When I run out of magic, things are going to change. Okay, for now, the magic is really holding me together there. But do I call in the nuke here? I think I've caught the flamethrowers. I mean, I have.
coming in.
I think I nuke myself here. The annoying thing's going to be those warp fire throwers. Oh, if I'd waited. Oh no, it's right. They're coming in. They don't know what's coming. Here we go. Oh, that doesn't look like a great spread. Oh no. I'll take that. I'll take that.
Okay.
Right, and then on these guys, are they going to flee from it? Probably.
Should do a co-op campaign with Josh and Will when it comes out. Do you ever consider us doing co-op with this, or?
I don't have 2 PCs. That's the main problem I have going. I mean, you could sit over there, and then they could just watch me.
I could sit way over there.
If this doesn't say heroic, all right, everyone. I want everyone to remember this. I want everyone to remember that this is the kind of content that we give you. All right, we give you heroic victory after heroic victory. God, this is probably going to be the last battle of the stream as well. So incredible timing for that. That's what the Total War streaming team brings you. Heroic victories only. And I think we're going to start the stream VOD from about 10 minutes ago and cut just all the rest of what happened beforehand.
It's going to be a very short VOD.
Do you know what? We dabbled with streaming. We came for 10 minutes. We played one battle, did very well. Look at that. Look at that ratio. Let me see if I've got any. I don't think there's any other questions that have been posted up from chat. Let's just see if there's anything here. I had just a fun one of what's your favourite part of the job?
My favourite part of the job?
Yeah.
I think my favourite part of the job, so this is the part that no one ever really gets to see outside the company.
I'm going to take this one label.
The pitch meetings are some of my favorites, where...
You pitching or being pitched?
Both. It's the step where a designer feels pretty confident in what he's got, in that he's got a good direction going forward, and he's ready to put it against his peers and have all the design collective come in and go, that's a good idea, or that's not a good idea. But they tend to be some of my favorite parts of the job, because it's where essentially we all get to go around and armchair develop for someone, or be armchair developed at. And it's some of the more intense meetings. We've had some seriously intense meetings. We had some very memorable pitch meetings. I won't go into specifics, but I think the Eltharion pitch meeting for back in the day was one of my favorite pitch meetings of all time. It's a good memory. Yeah. But I'm afraid I don't think I can speak to the specifics.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. It's just getting worse. It's all right. We've got one turn left. Do you remember when I said that the ogres had declared war on us and that'll be a problem for later in the stream?
There they are.
It's as we said, there is one settlement that matters, and it is, what was it, Darkhold? Dark Truth? Dark something. Any memories about Rakarth? Why did he come out by himself?
So, I think Rakarth was, in many ways, a bit of a trial for what we can attempt to deliver in between. Yep. It was, for a long time, we were kind of trying to figure out what do we put in between our major releases. And Rakarth was one of the many attempts to nail down what does that look like.
Yep.
And he was a relatively big one. I think he was one of the larger things we ever put there. And in many ways, the process of making Rakarth did inform the decision to push for more patches and things like 6.1, 6.2.
Yep.
And those things, a good chunk of that actually came out of that process in a way.
Well, we have taken out Mount Greyhag. We took it. I couldn't fight. We didn't have the time for it. But I'll say this: I see no other Skaven settlements on the map.
That's generally the point, yes.
So I think this is considered a entire wipeout of Clan Victus. I see none. I don't think chat can see any. These guys are just kind of vibing over here. Sure, we lost the Sentinels. We didn't want the Sentinels. What we wanted was this mountain filled with rat corpses. That's the true gold that we wanted from this stream. But we held Darkhold, you know?
I mean, I'll be frank. I was not expecting you to break out of the Skaven stalemate.
Do you know what? I hit a point about 45 minutes ago where I didn't either. But yes, it's at least we got out the rat mines. Well, we are pretty much up on time here. Someone's called that gaslighting. That's not gaslighting. It's just truth. It's just truth. I've seen that there have been questions that unfortunately popped up that we haven't had the time to answer. I see a lot of, and there's a lot of talk of stuff of like, will X faction get updated, or will what? I think the truth that is we can't really talk about them and commit to them until we know internally.
The difficulty there is what's happening isn't always something that
Yep.
we can't always talk about what's happening, because some of that stuff is changing.
Yep.
Some of that stuff is still going through early steps where it might happen, it might not happen,
and also what scale of it will be, and
Yeah.
what. So one question before we end, I wanted to call out because it's I think a fantastic question to end the stream on was, can we as a community help you in any way? And I think so. My answer for that would be stuff like the Siege Proving Grounds. We're not just putting it out as like testing the waters, right? Of like, oh, maybe we can get away with this, or maybe they'll like. It's like we are really asking for feedback. Like we come into you and saying, hey, here's an idea we have. It may not be entirely right. It may be partially right. It may be fully right. It may be entirely wrong. Just playing that and giving your honest feedback on that is absolutely fantastic.
And that goes to kind of any level of feedback. You've probably seen the placeholder ladder asset, the really low poly asset of the deployable ladder that is going to be in the beta. That's there because we're not ready to commit to will we even have these yet. And they're there for you to try them and go, is this the right direction? Should these ladders exist or not?
And dare I say, they're probably some of the earliest stuff we've let the community play with in terms of like a super
Usually,
placeholder
I don't
unit.
think we let people play with that kind of placeholder asset. But at this point, we kind of need people to just try it out and see, is this the right direction?
And I think that's it. Like when we're coming to you transparently and saying like, help us decide if this is the right direction. Like your feedback there, just honest feedback. Not trying to say you love it because you're hoping that it will make us happy, or you hate it because you don't like us. Just being really truthful about how you feel about it is great. Right, we are coming to the end of the stream. I am going to choose to raid someone because we didn't do that last time. And what that means is me and you, Will, right now together are going to learn how to raid.
Okay, so I've never done this before.
I've also never done this. So there's a raid button. Okay, I messaged Mercy the Mad before the stream, and I asked him if it would be other keyboard, if it would be okay if I raided him, and he said it would be. So let's see if he's still live. Mercy the Mad, for you guys who don't know, he is one of our Exalted champions. He is a far better player than me, and he's currently playing the Proving Grounds. So go in there and seeing what he's thinking of it and how he's playing it. He's had some great ideas with it as well. He's actually just started a battle by the looks of it as well. So please go there, show him a bit of love from us, and thank you very much, everyone, for tuning in. Thank you so much, Will, for coming. Next week we will have mod workshop, and then following that we're going to be kicking off our big 25 live streams where you're going to see me play a bunch of different Total War games.
Well,
anything to say about that, Will?
Well, you'll see him play a lot of Total War games.
And Joe, I'll try and take some saves from further in. But thank you very much, everyone, for watching. Appreciate you all. We'll see you next week.
Cheerio.
I think we're going. I don't fully know how raids start. I don't know how it works. It's saying in 3, 2, 1. I think we're raiding. Oh, I don't know what button I've pressed.
I don't know how this works.
Me neither. I don't know. There's a knock button. I don't know what that does.
Do they? Like, they might still be able to see us. We might just be here gabbing to ourselves.
Whoa. There we go.